The man's soul comes out. He's like, I'm dead. Boss is like, yeah. He's about to take him over. A demon comes out of nowhere and bites the man's head off in the soul. Boss is like, hold on. What are you doing? You can't attack people's souls like that. Like, that's crazy. Nigga, what happened? He's like, you can't do that. He goes to try and like do something. The demon is then able to bite his arm. He's like, hold on, this isn't right. He's like, I shouldn't be able to be touched. Nothing should be able to hit me.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Another Relaunch. I am Bumblebee.
Oh, we love Bumblebee over here. Shout out to the queen. Oh, I'm going to be another DC character. Boston Brand, the Deadman.
Oh, man. You know, I low-key kind of find him kind of fun.
Oh, my gosh.
I only really know too much about him as like from like that Just Leo Limited episode and the random appearances he had in the DC books I read, but like...
Yeah, you see, that's kind of similar in a way, but we're going to talk about him a little bit later. Don't worry.
Ooh, fine. I also have a little bit of it's kind of a bad thing that I like about Bumblebee. I don't know. This is a safe space, y'all. Like, I know she's married, but I actually really like Bumblebee and Cyborg. I kind of wish they got together.
Oh, I don't like that.
You know, I think that's like breaking up more happy or whatever, but like, I don't know. I kind of think they got I don't know. I like it.
I
like it.
At all. Karen and Mao are sacred. They will stay together forever.
I know.
Cyborg is a girlfriend, though. Like, he needs one. It's time. It's been very long. They tried in a couple of those series. Sarah Charles. No. She's like a sister to him. She needs to be in the New Titans run, though. I will say
that's T. Yes.
Like, she
should have been there.
And I think, and it's kind of weird to me that cartoon has had so much of a ripple effect that it has affected things to this day and age. But like her prominence in that cartoon actually, like, I feel like also helped a lot of things because she showed up in a lot of animated stuff since. But it just won't happen.
She was flirting with Cyborg there.
It just won't happen in the comics. Like, she hasn't had a miniseries yet. She hasn't had a series of her own. She hasn't, like, even when she comes back to lead the Titans, not lead the Titans, but like when she comes back to join the Titans, it's considered a big deal. Like, oh my God, Bumblebee's back. And then like, she does nothing and she's gone again. It's like, oh, okay. Respect for the
figure some kind of like relaunch or something for her. I've got ideas, but like, she definitely should be around more.
It's there. She absolutely should. She's got it.
And she can leave me.
Is this how, she would have to. He wouldn't do anything anyway. No shade to Mao. We do love him. But is this how Jada fans feel about the Wasp? Like,
probably, actually.
I think
founding member should have been like, given their respect.
Like, insect, okay.
Certain looks, but like people don't really appreciate it.
Let me ease up off the Jada fans. I might understand you a little bit more now.
Mm. Yeah, I can understand their plot. They still get a little too nasty though for me, because like generate all.
Yeah, like let's back it.
Anyway, how are you?
I'm doing good. I had a really good week. My baby cousin graduated this week. Shout out to her.
Oh, yeah.
So that was like really nice. My birthday's in a couple of days. We're getting older, child, but it's gonna be an exciting one. I'm going skydiving. Indoor.
Oh my goodness.
Now, let me clarify. Like Lotto, I'm scared of heights, but not these hoes. But I'm excited to do that, and it's going to be a good one. So I'm feeling great. How are you?
I am good. It's Pride Month.
No, yeah.
Happy Pride to everybody out there who celebrates.
So, you partake.
And I'm also going to go to Summer Game Fest, which will be live streamed later. So if y'all hear me in the audience gagging over something that they debuted, that was probably my voice you heard.
Okay, we'll look for that.
Yeah, which I'm excited to see. I feel like it's going to be a lot of what was shown recently at that State of Play for PlayStation. But who knows?
More Wolverine content. Although Jean can't be played in it, which I kind of saw set the people into a frenzy.
I low-key think that that article said that like it didn't say she wasn't playable. It said that like it was like she's in it, but like the focus is Wolverine. And people took that as like, oh, she's not playable. And, you know, unfortunately, we all did see that leak, which is, I think, the reason that this game has been pushed back so much. And Jean was definitely playable. I think that, like Miles in the previous Insomniac game, should probably be DLC. You're probably gonna make you pay for it.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Love a paywall, child.
They gotta make their money somehow. And I did hear that game is actually going to be linear and not open world.
Yes, I'm okay with that though. I don't think I need an open world Wolverine game. At least not right now. Let's get this out first, see how it goes, and then we can start doing that. If anything, I would want an open world X-Men game where you can actually play as everyone.
Right. And then that way you actually are kind of roaming around wherever.
Yeah. Very
that would be cool. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into these updates of the week. First up, you know, there's been this online campaign called #DC trying to basically get shine a spotlight on the fact that DC hasn't had a main universe like Black-led book in, I think it was like over 1,200 days or something like that. Well, the campaign ended, and while I think that part is unfortunate, I do think that I agree with everything that it was like kind of about, obviously. Shout out to the people trying to champion a Vixen book. That's long overdue. Like,
also another character who, like, it's crazy that she has not had a book in very long. She had that one miniseries written by G. Willow Wilson, which is amazing. And like, nothing.
And that doesn't make sense to me because I do know that, you know, the behind the scenes way that books are done are usually the publisher has something on the docket and they pitch it to writers to write it, or a writer is pitching something. And I do know that at Marvel, at least, I was told that in order for you to pitch something at Marvel, you have to have written already at Marvel. But there have already been so many writers, and there's just no way that if that also applies to the way DC is ran, there's so many writers, and there is no way that no writer has pitched anything Vixen for Vixen. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Like, at any point in time, no one has done anything for Vixen. It doesn't make sense to me on the basis alone of her popularity. Like, that Justice League cartoon has been in everybody's minds. And I think a lot of people like her from that. She has continuously showed up in other things. She was in the Legends of Tomorrow show. She had that animated web series. She is known, like, obviously she might not be as popular as like certain other characters, but like she is known enough that I know someone is in the back like, oh, I got a fun Vixen story, the red and all of the powers of it. People do things with those all the time. That's why we always see Animal Man everywhere. Like, you telling me that they pitch an Animal Man, but nobody's pitching Vixen? The girl? People love a girl. You telling me literally Stephanie Williams isn't pitching a Vixen book?
We know she is. She talked about it on her own socials. We see it.
And you think about like all the initiatives that DC tends to have, like All In, Frontier, just like something that was going on. Next Level is something going on all the time. And they are talking all the time about pushing diverse books, the characters who haven't been given a chance in a really long time, women of color. Like, Vixen don't hit any of these.
And I'm sorry, like, I totally understand writers having their favorites. And I also understand that, like, no writer is required to write for their, like, demographic or like what they outside represent. That doesn't make any sense. You can write whoever you want to write. What I don't understand is, like, how you have a Jonah Hex books, but you don't have a Vixen. That doesn't make any sense to me.
It don't make sense.
No offense.
And
you're going to talk about this Deadman book later. How you have a Deadman book and you don't have a Vixen book?
That's T.
Black Lightning don't have anything, but Deadman do?
And then it's even the aspect of, like, when you do give the character something, when you do give like Cyborg his 12-issue solo, or you give Black Lightning his 5-issue miniseries, or I guess that's really it. After that happens, nothing else happens. You can't continuously give them anything. Like, I love Jason Todd. You know how many miniseries Jason Todd gets a year? Do you think they be selling it? All of them. Like, you can give, and I get it, like,
and while we out here calling people out, hold on, we got to call out the main culprit of that, Wally West. Wally West is constantly getting books over at DC.
Constantly.
It's like 7 people that battles books.
It's not happening. But you can continuously give him a book, but you can't even give Black Lightning's daughters their own miniseries. You can not, and then it's like a thing where it's like you're also noticing how they are being pushed out of just like supporting cast as well. Like, why is Lightning not on like the Teen Titans right now? Why is Thunder not doing something with like some of the older heroes right now? Like, it's just not making sense. It doesn't click. The energy behind the boycott was completely valid. Like, they're not calling it discrimination comics for no reason. I am just a little shocked that it ended after days, because it's like, what happened?
Yeah. It's unfortunate that it lost steam. You know, it seemed as though there was some confusion and bickering over support for certain books because they have writers who were Black, like Zatanna.
I just see that.
And people felt like, oh, you know, if we're boycotting DC, can I still buy the Zatanna book because it is a Black writer and a Black artist? And in my opinion, I don't think that should have like deteriorated the entire like campaign, but that does seem like to be the big crux of it all. I still think that there needs to be continued light shined on the fact that like DC really isn't really doing too much with their Black characters. And if I'm being all the way honest, like, Marvel tries with their Black characters, but DC, in my opinion, like, I'm a huge Marvel fan, obviously, but like DC makes kind of better comics. They actually put forth a lot of the effort into like finding the writers and the artists and stuff for their books and giving them chances to continue going. They just don't use a lot of their Black characters, whereas Marvel will try some stuff with the Black characters, but like, do they really?
They'll try. They'll put differently.
You know,
there's like a slew, and again, even someone like Cyborg, who has been pushed as a main Titan, a main Justice Leaguer continuously, like, he is another character that you would think would get that like League power and still get at least a few miniseries out the year. But no, he can't even do that. He just spent 30-some issues of Titans and maybe spoken 2 of the issues. But shout out to Tate, because you're fixing the problem. And we do love that. Buy new Titans.
Maybe the new Cyborg solo might spit out of that. That would be cool.
You know, it was just like, but you know, there's just still so many other characters. Like Jackson is Aquaman, isn't really doing anything in that book. We need that man off of it. Black Manta, you know, where's his little villain miniseries? They love giving the people that. Again, Poison Ivy's going up to 50 soon.
Mm-hmm.
Black Manta could try and get something good if we pushed it behind him.
And we need more Black
Papa Mint too. Papa Midnight. We do need more Black villains. You know, they love Amanda Waller, but she kind of played out. You need to let my sister rest.
Yeah. It can't always be her.
You could let her rest just a little bit. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Hopefully
Johnson at least gets something every now and again.
They do try to give him a little something, but it's mostly just like he just be there,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. Hopefully we can get some stuff changed around on this.
That's how much.
Marvel did announce the new Avengers lineup, as well as Avengers #1 coming from Chip Zdarsky and Marc Checchetto. And, you know, I gotta say, it looks like we are going back to 2009, because this is literally just the new Avengers team, but with current art. So the team is Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and a new character that has not debuted yet.
I think the creative team is amazing. I think Darcy's a really good writer. Chichetto is a fantastic artist. The team doesn't move me at all. Carol back in pants with these brown pants on and a pixie cut. That's nothing but shine.
You know, I just keep looking at her in this little pixie, and
It's not a good sign.
it is not a good sign. It never is.
Like
Things do not turn out well when she has a pixie.
I do feel like the article says something about the team possibly expanding or getting some more people on the roster outside of like whoever this new character is going to be that's probably going to join. But I don't know if this is necessarily these are the dynamics that I need to revisit.
Right.
You know, I think like no matter what they're going through, not only because we've seen it before, but I don't feel like any of these people have spent enough time apart to make what they're going through like that much different. Luke is probably like the outlier here because he's been doing his mayor job, so he might have to operate a little bit differently. But Carol, Logan, Peter, Matt, they see each other every Tuesday.
Like, what could they possibly build out now?
Like, okay, this isn't really super exciting. I think I would have loved some, like, maybe a deep cut or two here. You know, I'm always going to push for Firebird to be in something. That's the queen. You know, Peter, I don't necessarily need Peter to be an Avenger. I would have loved to see, like, a Julia Carpenter here. I think especially with Carol being here, you know, they've always had a lot of tension. She could be our resident spider person. That could be different. I don't necessarily need Carol here either. But like if she's going to be here, like let's actually have her doing something. I feel like she has really just been coasting for a lot with her dynamics and the people who she deals with. So like, let's add something in there. Like, let's bring up how that lady hit her with the car. Matt. I like Daredevil sometimes. I don't know if I need him as an Avenger. I think I would have, you know, an Echo here would have been nice. Getting someone new. I tweeted Silhouette. I think she's a character who is great. She's a disabled character as well. Like she's street level. She would be a survivor. Like she fits the brand. You know, and then you just mix in whoever. But I don't know.
It's not moving me either.
It's not moving me. I feel like if you wanted to kind of like hit that era of what they were going through and that like boots on the ground, the character should have been changed around a little bit. But again, Zdarsky's a really good writer, so he might make it work.
We'll see. I'm always going to push for, you know, my girl Photon to have appeared. Or would have been great for they're creating these new characters out of these with those origin boxes. That new Wonder Man would have been cool.
He might probably come around too.
Yeah.
He was in a hope. So
maybe that's what I might tap in there.
We'll see. I also don't know if I don't think I need Wolverine here either. Love Logan. But like him as an Avenger has never really been like super noteworthy. He's just Wolverine as an Avenger.
This is also just giving me like too street level, I think. And not in the sense of like, you know, the team and like who they're fighting over or whatever, but I always felt like the Avengers were like this super team, you know?
Well, this is definitely given like, again, that Bendis New Avengers vibe, which was more street level because they were more about the people and like even Mighty Avengers, which was really about boots to the ground, them here in the day-to-day, like saving Earth, people on Earth and the cities being better. So I feel like this is trying to hit that. But I just don't think these are the characters to do it with. I think it would have been more exciting if it was like a different match.
Yeah.
Again, these people have been doing this every week together. Okay. Why? Because Carol put her pants back on? It's supposed to be different?
She got her hair.
Again, she going through something. That's how you know she's stressed.
So, you know what? On that note, let's go ahead and take a break and we'll be right back.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Now we're getting to our comics of the week. How was your pull list this week?
She was light, as in nothing.
Okay. Oh, okay.
She didn't have too much.
Well, that happens.
But I got some more books coming out next week.
Release weeks can be a little tricky. Bishop is coming. Everyone, make sure if you. Well, I don't know if the cutoff date is. It's probably already happened for the pre-order, but you still call up your local comic shop, go buy it, make sure they got it. It'll be good. Well, let's talk about the books this week. There were a few. Poison Ivy number 45 came out. She's still the mayor. She's doing stuff in Gotham. It's interesting. I'm really interested to see how this event that she has coming up with Batman is going to work out, because in the book she's talking a lot about Batman doesn't realize I'm on his side, we're working towards the same goal, and then they're going to fight, so it's going to be a big thing. It's a good book. Marc Spector, Moon Knight number 5 came out this week. It's Moon Knight.
It's crazy if it's only issue 5. I don't know why I feel like it's 70.
I mean, because the book has been going on for years. They just keep relaunching it with the new number 1. It should be 50-something at this point, but whatever. We move. It was a really good issue. Moon Knight's being his usual badass self. The most exciting thing that happens in this book is Clea shows up. I love their friendship. Mm-hmm. He goes to help her because everyone that he's close with has been kidnapped. Again, as I keep saying, Marc is never really with these people, Tigra, a lot, because they're always getting separated. Someone is getting kidnapped or dying or disappearing. But nonetheless, he goes to Clea. He's like, I need your help finding my missing friends. And she's like, cool, this isn't something we could do alone. I'm going to assemble the Midnight Suns. So we're going to be seeing Gemma King do the new Midnight Suns. It's going to be very exciting. I know it's supposed to be Moon Knight, Clea, Blade, Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes. I believe Robbie Reyes. I hope I'm not making that up. And I think there's one more person that I can't remember, that I can't recall. But we're going to see. It's going to be really good. I'm super excited to see Promnick continuously drawing Clea, and Blade's coming in, and that team's going to kick ass. Jed kills it on this book. I don't know what's going on with X-Men, but read Moon Knight.
Shout out to Clea. I feel like she has really been
making
really
it.
Yeah, she's got her own thing going on for herself out there. That is not just random appearance next to Doctor Strange because they decided to remember that Clea exists. She is a part of
people's
the
lives now. She has friends. She's been on teams. She's made connections. It's lit. We love this for Clea. So I'm excited to see her interact with all these people. I think her and Blade's going to be really good too. Storm, Earth's Mightiest Mutant number 5 came out this week. It concluded the Storm run and finished off Muir Ayodele's time on Storm, it seems like. I'm not gonna lie, this issue was bad. And it was bad. Not just because it was the final issue and it had to be rushed. It was bad because it was it almost didn't know what it wanted to do. It didn't know where the book wanted to go and why it wanted to do the thing. And it's one of those things also where you got to kind of look at the writer or the editors, whoever you need to, and say to yourself, this is the final issue. You have to pack some things in and you have to explain as much as you can because you don't really have too many places to go after this. Why devote your time or the page time to things that we don't need? There's this entire page of someone dancing to get Storm into this place where she can talk to this entity, which eventually leads to her talking to Eternity. And it's a beautiful page. The dance is amazing. But it's this was the final issue. This could have been 1-2 panels. Let's scale it back. We don't need to do all this, which I think has just been a big issue with the Storm thing as a whole. Overall, I will say, out of all the issues that Moore has written for Storm, the first series, the Rogue Storm, and even Earth's Mightiest Mutant, I do like his Storm. I enjoy the way he writes her. I think he's attempted to take her to a lot of new places and do some new things, introduce some new concepts. Thunder War will definitely go down in history as one of my favorite Storm stories of all time.
Same.
Sorry, it was just absolutely fantastic. I really did love a lot of the art and designs that she got throughout the book. I loved the aspects of her playing with some of the magical elements. I even loved I'm not going to say love, but I didn't mind some of Hill building new relationships with characters like Maggot and Manifold. Like, she should have more people in her corner. There were some interesting bits of this issue, I will say. I think that there was this background story with Storm using dark magic to resurrect Maggot, and it was having like this ripple effect across the world, killing people, and that's what Scarlet Witch was investigating. I thought that sounded super interesting.
That's cool.
And then, like, it's really cool, right? And then the whole Federal Bureau people, they came to take the Storm Sanctuary because they're like, you used American soil. So even though you're living here in France, it doesn't really matter. You're under our jurisdiction. Armor was protecting the place. She got beat up. Why she kept losing the X-Men vote. But like those two type of things were really good. And I feel like if the story could have just kind of focused on that and you left out all that attorney stuff, all the like, whatever else was going on. Fuhada. We didn't even see her for real. Like, it was obviously alternate Earth. We didn't need that at all. Like, so just, it was a lot of things. I will say, I also really did like the introduction of Aquagen. I think she's been a super cool villain. She first showed up in that Rogue Storm book, and I was like, I don't know who this girl is, but she was like a betrayer there. She came in as a war general here. She's hot. I would like her to fight Betsy. I'm going to keep saying it because it's something I would like to happen. But that was that book. It's over. We don't know where Storm is going to go. She's going to be at the Masquerade, the Hellfire Masquerade. So I think that's the next time we see her. But other than that, I don't know. We'll see. But our big book of the week is one that I'm actually really excited to talk about. It is The Deadman #1 written by Maxwell Prince. W. Maxwell Prince. I wonder what the W stands for. I have to look that up. The art is Martin Morazzo, and their colorist was Chris Oleron. Now, like you were saying earlier, Boston Brand Deadman is a character that I've like read a little bit about here in appearances. He shows up in Justice League Dark a lot. He's kind of like their Trinity with Zatanna and Constantine of that book. I've seen him in the Justice League Unlimited cartoon, but I didn't really know anything about him. He was always doing things that were like cool to me. And I really like the design, like the red suit, the like pale skin. I like the fact that he's a ghost and he's dead and he's like an investigator. I was just like, okay, I know like some surface level stuff. I can help up in a conversation with you with there. But outside of that, knew nothing about him. So when I heard about this book coming out, I was like, I'm going to check it out. And then the boycott ended. So I was like, oh, okay, I can still check it out. Then I read it and I was blown away. Like, it was absolutely my best read of the week.
Oh, wow. Have you read anything by this writer before?
Never read anything by this writer before. Completely unfamiliar with this artist. I recognize the colors. I've seen him on some things before. Great colors. But like just a fantastic, in my opinion. I don't know how the Boston Brand fan community feels or like what's been going on like with them. But it was just something that I was like, yeah, like this is exactly what I feel like I needed to read. One of the things I have to say about it before I get too far into the issue is that like it was such a dense read. It took me a long time to finish this book.
Oh.
And I love that. Like I even had to go
bringing back dense reads? I know that's right.
Like I even had to go back and read some of the pages like once or twice because I was like, wait, I just forgot what he just said. Let me go back. Like it felt so good to feel like that with a comic again. Like, oh, I was reading things. And not only was I like reading things were happening in it. Like there were words being said. People were having conversations. So let's get into it. For those who don't know, Boston Brand is in the story world, in the comics, he was a circus performer who was murdered. He was actually brought back by the Hindu goddess Rama Krishna to investigate his own murder. Did not know that at all. Actually didn't even know. I knew that he was a circus performer that died, but I never knew like how he came back or like what was going on after that. So that was really interesting to learn from me. But basically, in this form, she brought him back as like a custodian of souls. So Boston Brand is now going around acting as basically the carrier of the souls to the afterlife. He helps people who are supposed to pass on do what they need to. If there are people who are like doing stuff before their time, he like helps reverse it. He has like a multitude of powers. He can teleport. He can possess people. He can read people's minds and their memories. Like when he goes to them, he can float and fly. He does this thing with like this flower protoplasm thing that he uses to heal this girl. It's really cool. He can like hear the cell. There's this one page where he's talking to this girl. She has cancer, and he can like hear the cells and like how the cells are like getting quieter because she's starting to like get better. And that was like really deep. He deals with a lot of the souls that are also stuck in purgatory. He continuously talks about how, yes, we are technically here, but we're still dead. So he's like, yes, even though I can do all these things, I have a slightly better role than these other people who are stuck in purgatory. Like there's this one guy he walks past who's just like stuck standing in this like state of how they died, and all they can do is rabble. He's like, I might seem better off than them, but I'm not. Like, I'm still dead. I still can't. Like, it don't matter. And he's even like going back home to where his ex lives, and it's like watching her sleep. And it's just, yeah, it's creepy. And so while he's doing that too, there's this little boy who is from the 1920s who died when he was trying to do something. So he still talks like he's in the 1920s. He was like, oh my God, who's got the hooch? And he's like, prohibition. and like boss is telling him things. He's like, prohibition ended. Like people can drink all the time. He's telling him stuff about like how things have changed. The boy's like, well, I wasn't studying future history when I died. So like, what do you want me to say? And just like really interesting things like that. But like throughout the book, there's also the themes of life and death. Boston is dealing with people who died. He himself has died. So you're talking about like how you're living and how they're living. In the opening pages, he is watching over this doctor, and the doctor is talking about how he lies to people who aren't going to be better. He's like, I don't want to deal with like the pain and like this and that heartache, and like so I just lie to these people and do these things. And so like when the doctor goes in to tell one of the patients that he's going to be fine, even though the man is about to die, Boston takes the doctor over and he starts giving him like this really nice heartfelt speech and like telling him about his like actually no, that was a little bit later. This is a different one. This is the one he's actually making this man confess to all the terrible things he's done. And then he makes the man like, okay, now like apologize, like have your repentance, and then he sends him up. But like also he helps people, have these moments to like help them pass on, and just like whether the soul is stuck to go. So that was cool. While he is out, just like after watching his ex, he's late for work. Ramakrishna shows up and she's like, there's a guy who's about to die. You need to be there to collect his soul. He goes to the spot. It's this guy on a motorcycle. As the man is driving down, he hits a deer. He flies over the deer. He cracks his skull. It's this whole thing. Boston Brain is talking about like how he died. He kind of goes over the man's life a little bit and what he does. The man's soul comes out. He's like, I'm dead. Boston's like, yeah. He's about to take him over. A demon comes out of nowhere and bites the man's head off in the soul. Boston's like, hold on. What are you doing? You can't attack people's souls like that. Like, that's crazy. Nigga, what happened? He's like, you can't do that. He goes to try and like do something. The demon is then able to bite his arm. He's like, hold on, this isn't right. He's like, I shouldn't be able to be touched. Nothing should be able to hit me. Whatever. He goes into like this transform mode. He like pins the demon down. He's like, tell me your name. The demon says something and it's like demonic language. You can't understand anything it is. He rips the demon's wings off and he like kills it. He goes back to Ramakrishna and he's like, hey, so this happened. She's not paying no attention. She's like, oh, she bought him like a crayon box as a gift. She's like, oh, it's got every color. I love yellow. He's like, again, like this demon came up. He's disrupting something. This is what's going on. She's saying, your job has always been to be this custodian of the souls. You like help maintain this balance. She's like, but things in the underworld and like life and death are changing. You have to be ready to adapt with that. While all of this is going on, there's this other man who's like obsessed with his youth. He's younger. And we see his maids coming in. They keep giving him birthday gifts. And they're like, you have another gift that's waiting like out in the hall. It's this boy who's tied up. And he goes and he like talks to this boy. And when he does it, he like, his mouth turns into like this demon thing, hundreds of teeth. Like, I don't know if he's a vampire or like what type of succubus. He like bites into the boy's neck and starts eating him. And while he's doing that, the maids come back in and they're like, oh, we have another birthday gift for you. And he's like, we're celebrating. It's a party. Shred your true forms. Show me who you are. Like, be yourselves. And like all of their skin all peels off and they all turn out to be the demon things that attacked Brand and ate the soul. It was hot. I loved it. Great writing. Again, a super dense read. Took my time. The art was very like quirky and kinetic. It was different. I feel like it's one of those things that is going to be an acquired taste for people. I think about someone like, who's a divisive artist? Frank Quitely,
Oh,
something
okay.
like that. Yeah, like you either love it or you don't. Like I guess that's the only one I have right now in my mind. But there are others, I'm sure.
I really like his interior art.
Yeah, Phil Noodle's another one too. I think he's another one, like you are into it or you're not. So like it's along that lines, but like I think it's very dynamic. I think it works, like the way the pages transition, the way Boston looks. It's really cool. I can't say too much about whether or not like this is normal Boston brand. Again, the stuff I've seen him in has typically been an ensemble cast, and he's just acting like an ensemble member. So like in his day-to-day, in his personality, like in this type of intimate setting, I don't know if this is like truly how he is. He's sad, like he's longing, but you can tell he's like trying to, like he's making the best of his situation, you know what I'm saying? But it's also a thing where it feels like he would be perfectly okay if he was able to kind of just pass on and live peacefully if he can't be fully alive, because if he can't be fully alive, he can't do any of the things that he really wants to do. Again, he is going and watching his ex-girlfriend sleep, and he's been doing this for years because he's been dead for years, so it's
Even when they dead, man.
I mean, hey. Wow. They just can't leave him alone. But yeah, so, really good stuff there. Like, again, learning more about him and like this Hindu goddess who he works for, like that was really cool. The man with the demons, that was really cool. I'm excited to kind of get into that. I'm definitely going to keep up with this series. Like, I'm not familiar with the writer or anything, but they knocked it out of the park for the first time with it. I feel like, you remember how I used to talk about the death of Layla Starr?
Yes. I love that book.
Got that same kind of feeling with this. I think if you were a fan of that, this is definitely something you should check out. Yes.
I was a really big fan of that. I liked that book a lot. That's what really made me become a Ram V fan.
Like very thematic, very just like, it was given with it. Like, this was like exactly what I need from a comic book and exactly what I need from a number one. I give it like a straight like 4. Like,
wow, okay.
Really great issue. Really, really good. I will definitely be picking up more. And I think I actually now want to go back and read some more Boston Brand books. I did have someone tweet me. I can't remember the gentleman's name now. I feel bad, but he like tweeted me. He was kind of hating on it a little bit. I'm not going to lie. He was like, I just want to get back to Boston Brand doing like Brightest Day. That was his favorite one. And so he was like, the news story isn't like really grabbing me like that. So I was like, okay, so maybe there's like some differences in Boston from the past and today, and I need to get into what that is. Well, we had a really nice conversation about it, but like it did convince me like, okay, maybe I need to go back and read some more Boston Brand stories. And then he was like, he's going to ease up on the current book. He was like, it just takes me a while to warm up to stuff. I was like, I get it. Like, I'm not going to do too much. I feel like I'm new to the Boston community. All takes are valid at this point.
Okay. I like that. Maybe I might tap in because I really do like Layla Starr.
Tap in. I'm sure it'll be on DC Infinite.
So, I'll be over here.
Yeah, let me know. But those were our books of the week. Let's go ahead. Let's take a break.
Let's do it. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the relaunch section of the show. Yes, this is a relaunch week. We'll be bringing some movies and stuff back later, but this week I'm going to do a relaunch. Shouldn't be shocked on the character I'm going to be bringing up to the relaunch chair this time, because it's another one of my faves, and that is Monica Rambeau Photon. Yes,
Ooh,
I'm about to be talking about Photon.
That's very exciting. I'm excited. Let's go.
I feel like the thing that I would do for my relaunch with Photon is really push her not only as a solo character, but a how can I say this? A cosmic solo character. And by that, I mean one that goes to space, not like she's stuck up there with like the entities and all that kind of stuff like that. Like she is, she just like goes to space. She's visiting, right? Similarly to any of the other kind of more cosmic characters, the Novas, the Quasars. Sure, for the most part, her stories would take. Well, I'm getting there. For the most part, her stories would take place up there. Her Avengers stories are where I think she would be coming back to Earth, but her solo character work, I think I would actually have her mostly out in space. Yeah. Her powers allow her to pretty much go from space to and back to Earth fairly fast, so she could obviously do both. But for my relaunch with her, I would establish her as someone who does spend a lot of her time up in space and like doing more things with her powers and everything. I would really focus on her abilities. I think a lot of the problems that I think Monica suffers from are people not allowing her to move forward. And that is both writers and fans. Everyone wants to call her Captain Marvel like she was 40 years ago and remind people that she was, leader of the Avengers. Again, that was 40 years ago. There have been multiple Captain Marvels and there have been multiple leaders of the Avengers since then. And while it was great that she did that then, I think it's best for her to like move on and really establish something that is for her and what like Monica does. Her last miniseries really, I think, cleared up some things about Monica's personality and like her character, but not really what Photon does within like the Marvel universe. Like what is her thing, what stories you should expect from her. So that's what I would kind of do with my relaunch, would be establishing Monica as this kind of cosmic character who you see out in space doing all these kind of cool things with her abilities. Her powers, in my opinion, it seems like a lot of writers really focus on her transformation abilities. When she debuted, it was pretty explicitly shown that she could transform her body into any kind of energy or the electromagnetic spectrum, as well as generate and fire this other kind of energy while she's in her human form. And we all know the story about how she lost her powers. In universe, it was like, it didn't make sense. She used her powers in water and like she ended up like losing a lot of energy where she ended up looking really old. Like she was completely drained. Again, it didn't make a lot of sense because like Monica was pretty adept with her powers. Like she knew what she was doing. So like she would know not to be that kind of energy in water. So like that didn't make sense. Yeah. We knew on the outside that the, powers that be wanted to remove her as from leadership and place Captain America in that spot. So they wrote it so that she kind of looked incompetent so that she could be written out and then Captain America can be written in. Yeah.
It's so crazy how people will do that, or writers will do that with like the girls a lot of the times. You always have to depower the girl, which is something I'll never understand. But if you don't depower the girl, you just have to make her look dumb. I'll never forget an issue that I was reading of like Thor, and it had Enchantress in it. Here's this goddess with all these powers who does all these things. She's always scheming, and she slips on a banana peel, and that's how she gets taken out.
Unserious.
Like
completely unserious.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like with Monica, when we saw her lose her powers, she like was completely drained and looked damaged. And then we see that shout out to Dwayne McDuffie, who showed that she didn't really lose her abilities, but like basically she lost her transformation powers because in this issue of Captain Marvel from I think it was 1989, it's only a one shot. It showed that like she went back to New Orleans and New Orleans, Louisiana. I forget where she went back to. I think it was New Orleans.
I was like, New Orleans sounds right in my head.
I think it was New Orleans. I think it was back. She went back to the Harbor Patrol, and while there, some random villain ended up attacking the ship that she was on, and like her. They haven't really given it a name yet, but these abilities that she has while she's in her human form, like to summon this energy, those abilities came back. And by the middle of the issue, she learned that, she didn't have her powers back. She went to Reed Richards, who did this like full scan of her. And he told her that, you can't transform anymore. Like you can't change your body into energy, but you can now summon this energy that is like a millimeter off of your body, and it makes you invulnerable. You can now fly again, and you can fire these energy blasts. But the downside of it is now like yes, you are invulnerable, and this shield around you can absorb any energy point like that comes your way, but it's conscious. So like if someone sneak attack you, it's a wrap on you, and and you also have to concentrate to keep it up. I would bring these kind of abilities back. She later got her transformation powers back, and then from there, I think most artists and creators just have her transforming into some kind of energy and flying through people. But I would bring back more of her, like, energy manipulation abilities and generation and stuff like that, and kind of focus doing stuff like that. Less making her a kind of tactical fighter, or what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, more tactical, like where she's close up fighting people. I would make her a more of a distance ability, like showing her doing more with her.
A long way.
Like,
so do you not like the energy form?
Oh, I like the energy form. I think there's just been too much focus on the energy form. Yeah, I think that so many other characters have had their abilities like evolve into other things and grow. And she's been shown to do these other things, but for the most part, they just kind of do the energy form abilities where they just have her change into something, zip around, and then the fight's over.
Has there ever been, I guess, a discussion that Monica's had where she talks about, I don't know, I guess like transforming into like if she has a favorite type that she does, or like is it harder for her to become something like a black light versus electromagnetic energy versus like ultraviolet or something like that?
She's had, which I think they really need to bring back. I don't know if y'all writers are out there listening to this, but please bring these back. She's gone through like training sequences before. And this is something I would do with my relaunch with her, with her own solo book, would be bringing back like these kind of training sequences where she would transform into X-rays to like slide through things. But then, there have been moments where she says, I can't do that around people because the radiation is really dangerous. Or transforming into cosmic rays, but I can't do that because that could end up turning people into whatever. We see what happened with the Fantastic Four. So there have been moments where she figures she has to change the form depending on her situation. She had a training with, I think it was Black Knight. He let her know because she was like, what kind of energy form am I supposed to do? Because some of these things aren't dangerous, and when I'm turned into specific light, like I have issues with certain things. And he let her know about like neutrinos, which allowed her to be both able to pass through things because they were like neutral. And from there, she's been able to kind of use that energy source as like the neutral thing that she kind of does. And then if things don't work out, she'll shift it. Yeah, it goes into something else. I think that I would just lay off of the energy form, maybe make that more of a last resort because it is so powerful.
So I guess now
for other abilities.
So now that you have Monica in space, who's she fighting?
I would give her some of her own rogues galleries, which she definitely needs to have.
That's fair.
The Moonstone and the blackout of it all, fun, but like I'd leave them more on Earth. In space.
What?
So they can
no
go
Moonstone?
It's time to move on. See? You see? We've got to move on. We've got to move on. She'll always be there when we come back to Earth.
There are just some things you just shouldn't touch. I don't know. Maybe
agreed.
Maybe they fight on her way out to space just to give us a little like goodbye.
Oh, 1, 2 last goodbye, sure.
Just a little boom, boom, boom. Like, and then we can move on to something else. But
I do appreciate that she has this kind of like She-Hulk Titania relationship with Moonstone, but like.
And that's my thing. It's just like I like that dynamic, and like yes, I agree. We should move on. She should be able to find other people. There are tons of folks out in space that she can tussle with, but that's just I don't think we've seen them interact in a like significant enough way yet, where her leaving now, or even if she does just do a little 1-2, it'll still feel different.
To be honest, we haven't seen them interact enough where it's like firmly seen that Moonstone is her like villain.
Really? But I've always
thought
so. Yeah. Well, I guess I feel like I've seen a lot of art of them, those covers, and people always talking about that time that they fought. So I guess maybe that could be a big indicator of it. Obviously, I feel like they moved Moonstone a little bit more to Carol during Dark Reign and when she was on Dark Avengers and all that stuff. But I feel like in her most recent miniseries wasn't a bit. There was a cover where she was fighting Moonstone, wasn't it?
They did, yeah. And then she ended up fighting a Moonstone in a different universe.
Oh,
like
it wasn't the regular Moonstone.
It wasn't ours. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the 616 Moonstone. But either way, maybe we could have them fight again to really establish that that is one of her rogues. But I bring her out into space and actually have Korvac become one of her main villains, specifically where he
talked about him before.
I know. I like him. I would, and I've always kind of struggled to figure out where to kind of place him because I think he's interesting. But I think as a Monica villain, that would be kind of perfect.
And what does he do again?
So he's got an interesting backstory. He's not from I keep saying our, but walk with me, y'all.
I know. You know what you mean.
He's not from our universe. He's actually from another universe. And in that universe, the Badoon, which are like these snake, reptile-looking humanoid people.
I actually do know the Badoon. They are the people who killed Peter Quill's mother.
Oh, well, there we go. Yes, very nasty people. And in his universe, the Badoon actually ended up taking over Earth. And when they came to take over Earth, he was the traitor who was basically the Badoon were in Earth saying take us to your leader. And he was like, they over there. He let them to them in exchange to keep his own life. And unfortunately or fortunately, because he ended up being a traitor, so it's depending on how you look at it, he did end up keeping his life, but they made him a worker on this big Badoon ship, which he was just forced. He was a scientist. He was smart. He was just forced to work. And they would beat you if you didn't work. One time he just dozed off for a second, I think he said. And the Badoon got mad at him. They no more than that. They mutilated his body and made him into a cyborg so that he couldn't disagree. So they changed him into a cyborg. He said, I got to get up out of here, escaped from the Badoon. His cyborg abilities was now he could absorb energy. He could plug into all energy sources and absorb it. He went out into space, ran into Galactus, ended up on Galactus' ship. I mean, we all know Galactus' ship is planet-sized. He tapped into Galactus' ship and got the power cosmic. Ended up becoming now crazy powerful and ended up coming to Earth, fought and killed all the Avengers. The last people standing was Black Panther and Wonder Man, and then he ended up killing them too. And Karina, his love, was I think she ended up dying or something. Long story short, time got fixed, and they rewound all of that and fixed everybody, brought everybody back to life. But Korvac ended up just becoming this kind of cosmic android entity that is looking to absorb these powerful energy sources. He was recently found, I think he was an Iron Man, not too recently. Again, he absorbed the power cosmic, and Iron Man was fighting him. I think if he's looking to absorb an unlimited energy source,
Monica is
right there. So I think while having her in space, I would make Korvac a big villain for her. He's trying to absorb something. She stops him. They become villains from there.
Okay. And he's chasing after her. If his whole thing is absorbing energy, I do think that could work. She's a great, battery. He could see her as something oh, yeah, let me go get her. Let me go see her. Or she's stopping me from doing it in some type of way. And it gives her more chances to, use different types of energy because you have to try and figure out what energy works against him, what doesn't work against him. She has to try new ways because she can't just fly through him because then he could absorb her. Okay. I see the vision.
You see in the vision.
I like
in the vision.
I enjoy it.
And her very first feat ever, when she first got her powers after she was in that explosion with this big multi-dimensional energy thing, was closing a rift in universe. It's a big rip opened after the explosion. She closed it back there, and I think I would be interesting to see if she could want to send Korvac back to his own universe. That could be something that is an ongoing thing for her because characters need ongoing stuff.
Do you have a supporting cast for Monica in this scenario?
Yes. So the supporting cast would, yes, he's coming, get over it. Quasar will be there. Okay, y'all, yes. They're friends. They've been friends before. They both were on this Avengers team that like had this satellite out in space and they like monitored space stuff. And I would have Quasar there, Lightning, who was and also an Earth Avenger.
I do know him.
Yeah, Latino guy, lightning powers. The gay one, yeah. And she was mostly going to be on. So the follow up to this is that Monica would be building out a new Defenders team because I think that the cosmic side needs a cosmic team, and I would build that around the Defenders brand. It seems fairly open. The original Defenders were, Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, the Hulk, and they were these like Namor. They were the very like powerful characters, and they would fight like things coming to Earth. And I would do the same thing, but with everybody out in space. The Defenders now have basically become a cosmic team. I believe when Doctor Strange died, he left the name over to Blue Marvel, and I think currently he let it go, and now they're using it. They will be using it in the Hela Null story, the Queen in Black. The Defenders are like a new team now, and it's Monica's
is that the team with Beta Ray Bill and them?
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know they were calling themselves the Defenders. That's cool.
Yeah. So I would build that around there, and in her, team would be Quasar, Lightning. Those would be some
okay. So she's out in space. She's around all these new people. She's fighting Korvac. She's got Quasar and Lightning by her side. Love interest, yes or no?
Yes. And the love interest. So I thought about someone new out in space, but I do want to bring it back. We're not doing that. I do want to bring it back around to Voodoo. I am a fan of the two of them together.
Okay. That feels a little safe, but okay.
It does, but that's why I also said I'm also into someone new. I wouldn't mind her being kind of similar to Jon Stewart in a way, where all of her partners have been like either black humans or aliens that are basically black. So I think that I would, create some kind of.
So is she doing
cosmic hottie for her
in this scenario, or is he out in space with her?
She would do long distance. It's time for the girls to not always be next to their man.
I will not disagree.
So I would have them separate. Do they last? Who knows? Maybe they are starting some stuff, and maybe she's meet somebody out in space. Who knows? And maybe we're cool with that. Who knows?
It's a new world.
This is a new world. People into all different kinds of things.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I would do for her. Definitely have some love interest for her, though, too, because I think that is really great for stories, and I think she needs it. So why not give that to her?
And so with this, you are keeping the name Photon. You prefer the name Photon, don't you?
At this point, yes, I do. I previously liked Spectrum the most.
I do like Spectrum.
I've accepted that they will never be able to call her Spectrum for legal reasons, so move on. And Photon is the name she gave herself. In that issue, not that issue. There was another Captain Marvel one-shot, I think that came out in like 94, also written by Dwayne McDuffie. And that issue is the one where she called herself Photon. She has the whole talk with Getting a Spell, and he's like, you can have the Captain Marvel name back. And she was like, no, actually, I'd rather call myself something that is related more to my powers and something that I can have for myself, and it's Photon. So that's kind of the name. I like the fact that it's something that she gave herself instead of something that someone else had and it's being placed on her.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a big difference. So, okay,
Yeah.
I can rock with it. I like it. I'm into it.
Yeah, I think Photon could really stand on her own as a solo character. If we started to really do some really cool things with her powers and not just have her energy form. There's other things she can do. Yeah.
I do agree that I think Monica could stand as her own in the solo character, or at least like just an effort, a real effort to try and like push her, get behind her. I do think for me, her powers can sometimes be a little tricky, just because it does feel like one of those things that where you can like make her do anything and get out of anything very easy. But I do like some of the limitations or like issues that she's had. You talked about, like, I think the X-ray thing, giving radiation to people, like cosmic rays changing people. Like, I think those are very smart ways to discuss her power, remind you how powerful she is, but why she does hold back sometimes.
And reminding you that she has a human form, like she's still human.
And
like
that she's human, because I know that's the thing that she goes through with her story sometimes is her humanity. It's like, oh, am I turning more light? Am I still human? Costume. Are we keeping the one she has, or are we redesigning for this new space adventure?
Costume we can keep, however, we need to decide on a specific emblem for Photon. I think she needs to have someone that's specifically hers. When she first came out, she had the black star on her chest, and that was pretty much the stars of hers. But then I feel like that has now become like the Captain Marvel like kind of star.
So yes, in this relaunch, none of the captains are popping in for an appearance.
No. However, I would establish that her and Carol are friends. Not that they are frenemies or anything like that, but that like that's just her friend.
Okay.
Or like the MCU tried to do with making her like her aunt and all that kind of stuff. Like, no.
Yeah, that was weird. I think Novar should appear.
Friends.
That's just my only note.
That's your bias because you like him, but he would be fun.
That's just my only note. I think it could be a fun little ditty to show up. And he is also another character who has like a lot of weird different powers, who can do a lot of stuff. So I think it could be interesting to see them interact. But that's really it. Everything else I think is really cool. I do also think, I don't know, Craig of NASA and Monica could be something hot. I think it could be a thing that you show her, again, this really powerful girl, dealing with this guy who's like nothing and like realizing like, oh, you know what? Maybe I do need some excitement. Let me actually call Voodoo now. Or, he's just a smart guy. She's just like, she got a thing for smart guys. She did like Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel should actually appear in this. Why is he not making a guest appeance?
So, I did have something to do with that because, okay.
Let's be very clear. Okay. Let me say that was a joke.
I did actually think of him popping up over the whole course of this like Korvac thing with trying to figure out how to return Korvac to his own universe. They've tried. I'm not sure how much of it's landed. I liked it, but like, who am I? They've tried to really make it where Blue Marvel was like the portal guy. And that was like his lane was, portals. And I would kind of establish something like that. Like Photon was like, hey, portal guy, we used to hook up. Can you help me figure this out?
And he's going to be like, you still got my jacket.
And she's going to say, no. But I know you still got my number.
But she called him. So
she might text you sometimes.
Got it too. It's fine.
It's whatever, But yeah, I would definitely. I'd keep that like that. I wouldn't wipe that away. I would keep that happened.
Yeah.
But I would not have them together. No.
Okay, that's fine. I think a nice reunion. The breakup between them was very abrupt and out of nowhere. So I think some type of like on panel like just seeing each other and saying, oh hey, yeah, we did break up, but we still cool, would be nice.
Exactly.
Since they broke up from Evie Wing.
Yeah. That's why I would do this relaunch, get something fresh going for Monica. But that's what I would do. I think she needs it. I think she could do it. She's got it.
I do too.
Let's get some more from Monica.
I'm here. I'm supporting. I will be buying.
Appreciate it. Marvel, listen up. Is what the people want. Give us Photon. All right, y'all. Well, that brings us to the end of the show. Make sure you rate and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. You can email us with any questions you have or anything you may want us to read out loud at anotherrelaunch@gmail.com. You can find us on most social media platforms at Another Relaunch. You can watch us on YouTube at Another Relaunch TV. You can find me on most social media platforms at UncannyLZ. Keenan, where can they find you?
You guys know I'm Keenan Lance. Keep the underscore at the end.
All right, y'all, let's get up out of here, and we'll catch you next week.
Peace.
Peace out.